Kirk Duckwall here with your Market Monday real estate stats for the Twin Cities area. How low can it go? What do I mean by that? We'll get into that in just 1 second. But first, make sure you click on that subscribe button. We know that knowledge is power, and the more knowledge that you have about our Twin Cities marketplace, the more that you can leverage that to your advantage. So again, click on that subscribe button. So a lot of you might think when I'm talking about low, might be talking about interest rates. That's not actually the case this week. We'll get into that in just 1 second. But first, let's talk about that showings per listing per week. Median sale price range 200 to 400K. I'd like to make a little shout out to Todd for helping me out a little bit, showing me that I can freeze that upper row here so you all can see what each of those fields is. So showings per week per listing, median sale price range 200 to 400K is up over the previous week, 5.57. That's Minneapolis-St. Paul area. It was at a 4.14 the previous week, and that's tracking ahead of last year at 11%. So the total number of showings in that sector was also up by a good amount, 2492 versus last year's 1751. So what's causing this? It's that inventory. So when we take a look at that, new listings, this is not good news for buyers out there, fell off in the Twin Cities area, dropped by 25%. We had been tracking ahead for a few weeks, but yeah, a drop off in the new number of listings. So this is not going to be beneficial to that inventory, especially with pending sales tracking ahead of last year. So yeah, that inventory keeps dropping off. How low can it go? We don't know. Honestly, at this rate, it keeps falling and falling. We're below a month's of inventory, 1 month's worth of inventory if we stopped all listings coming onto the market. We talked about that last week. So yeah, down 38% over last year. Now, interest rates are kind of interesting. So showing here on the Freddie Mac site, 2.65. However, from our resident mortgage geek, Chad Preby over at Bell Bank Mortgage, he said interest rates did jump up from that. So this came out last Thursday. And keep in mind that this includes a point buy down at that 2.65. So he's saying rates are tracking now closer to 2.75. Still historically low, though. I wouldn't be scared of that number. That's an amazing number. It's below 3. It's just incredible. Historically low rates still. Okay, so what does all of this do to our good old market meter? Well, that low inventory, that high showing activity, it's moving it up. It was at a 7.8, and now it's moving up to a 8.19. What's really interesting here, when we look at the graph coming up, we've talked about how we've been moving up ever since election time. Market was at a 5.92 on the market meter, so kind of just a stable market, really moving in to that extreme seller's market range, 8.19. A notable point is last July and August, we only peaked out, and that was incredibly fast, at like a 8.3 to an 8.4 on that market meter. So we're tracking to have an even stronger start to this year than our peak market last year. So again, 8.19 getting into the extreme seller's market range. Where is this going to go? Well, I think the trends are showing prices are moving up. They're going to move up. We're going to see those price jumps in January, February when that data starts coming out here based on this activity that we're seeing. So for sellers, it's a great time to get out there, get on the market, take advantage of this now, as if we do get a flood of inventory with vaccines coming out and if things start to normalize, we may see that market drop back quickly into a much more normal territory. For buyers, just be patient out there. And if you need something and got a little bit of time, maybe take a look. We know we were talking about that this last year. Take a look at your new construction options out there as well. Hopefully you found this information valuable. Again, click on that subscribe button. Take care. Be safe. If you ever have any questions, feel free. You can always reach out. Have a great week.